All right, Flat Red Mechanic here again, and we're going to be diagnosing a P0172 and a P0175, which means System Rich Bank 1 and System Rich Bank 2. And that's going to be on this Chevy Suburban. All right, so this Chevy's setting some rich codes. We got the 5.3 liter Chevy 5.3 liter engine, real common Chevy engine. Usually these, so you get a lot of the lean codes, the P0171, P0174, but we got the P0172, 175, which is rich. So there's a couple of things on this motor that fail that can cause these rich conditions, so we're going to go ahead and go over that. I'm also going to show you, I got this new scan tool I just picked up. It's like a vehicle dedicated scan tool for GMs. I need a little tool, so I'm going to show you what this can do and how you can actually view the data to see if this motor is actually running rich, or if it's something that may have just happened in the past and it just happened one time, or if it's actually happening now and it's something we have to address. So let's go ahead and get it. All right, so this is the Launch Scan Tool Elite 2.0. We're going to go ahead and get this plugged into the OBD2 port. So Launch is a very popular brand. They sell a whole line of different scan tools, from, you know, multi-$1,000 scan tools for all makes, all models that a lot of professionals use, and I personally have used many of their products and they're pretty good. So this particular one is actually made for GM. So this little scan tool actually does everything one of your big scan tools will do, but it's for, you know, GM makes. So it does, you know, Chevy, GM, Cadillac, all that stuff, but it does all the things a big scan tool will do. So this is a great option for, you know, you do-it-yourselfer that say you own a Chevy pickup or a GM vehicle, and you want to be able to do a lot of these diagnostic yourself with bi-directional controls, so you can command stuff on and off. This scan tool will do that, and you can buy it for a fraction of the price. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the link where you can get this below. You can buy these on Amazon, so go ahead and go and check that out, and I'll show you a little bit about this tool as we diagnose this vehicle. So as you see, we got it plugged in now, and it automatically pulled up the VIN. All right, so we got all our vehicle information in now, and what it's doing is running a health report. So it's going to scan all the modules in the vehicle, engine control module, you know, airbag module, body control module. These things got tons of modules nowadays, and this little handy tool is going to go right through and scan them all. All right, so went through, scanned all our modules, and then what it gives us a full report on what it found. We got our VIN, the year, make, model, all that stuff. So I mean, if you are a repair shop, you can print this out and just give it right to your customer. We got 2 codes in the engine control module. Looks like driver's door module, 1 code, passenger switch, 2 codes, remote control, lock, receiver, we got a couple codes. So yeah, it looks like you got a few different things going on. So let's just go ahead and go into this engine, see what we got for these engine codes. Like I said, we have the P0172, P0175. So now what we're going to want to do is we're going to go into the engine data and actually see if this motor is running rich. All right, so right now I'm in module selection, so we're going to go ahead and go into the engine computer here. Let's go into read data for now. You see we got special functions, activation tests. So this does everything of, you know, your big scan tools do that all the repair facilities use. Let's go in ahead, read data. So we're going to go in and look at the fuel trim, see if this car is running rich. Fuel trim data right here. And we're just going to go down through and select what we want to see here. We got the fuel alcohol content as well. In some cases you can go in and reset that, and a lot of times I will get rid of the lean condition. Like if we look at these numbers and they're barely off, we can go in with this tool and reset that fuel alcohol content level. Fuel trim cells. There we go, long-term fuel trim. We don't have to look at the fuel cells really. Fuel trim cells, we'll just go, and then we'll go to short-term fuel trim, short-term fuel trim. So let's go ahead and look at these parameters and see what we got. Okay, so the alcohol content, I mean, it's up there at 67%, but that's not, see, we're seeing our fuel trim numbers. That's a huge number, -30 for our long-term fuel trim. Our short terms are near 0 because this long term is basically compensated for it. So the computer's taking away 30% of what the fuel ratio should be because of whatever's going on with this motor. So that's a pretty big number. Let's go under the hood and see what we can find. All right, so on some of your older GM models, you would have an external fuel pressure regulator that would usually be located about right here. You'd have a little vacuum line going to it. You'd pop the vacuum line off, and you'd have fuel squirting out of there. That was a real common reason why the older 5.3s would set these rich codes, but this one actually does not have an external regulator, so don't have to worry about checking that. All right, so there's really not a ton of things that can cause a rich condition. Sometimes your purge valve, your evaporative emissions purge valve, if you're sucking in gas vapors when you shouldn't, sometimes that can cause it to run a little rich. It's usually not going to add 30% fuel though. I did block this one off. It didn't make a difference. You can also check these with vacuum gauge, just to make sure they're not leaking by. I can put a video up here where I will show you how to test those purge valves. And another thing is, I mean, if you got a sticky fuel injector or a fuel injector that's flowing too much fuel, that can cause a rich condition, but that's also very uncommon. Along with your mass airflow sensor, if your mass airflow sensor is not reading correctly, that could set some rich conditions. Not very common at all though. Usually when these go bad, you're gonna get lean codes, not rich codes. But I can say I have seen them cause rich conditions. It just does not happen very often. So I'm not seeing anything jumping out at me on this one. So we're gonna go back in, we're gonna do the alcohol content reset and see if that changes anything. All right, so we're back in the truck now. We got the car off, key on. We're gonna go ahead and go back to our special functions and see if we can find, so we're looking for, so special functions. Let's go down to special functions here. Fuel system. Fuel trim reset. Go ahead and reset that. Reset. Okay, so it's reset there. So we're going to go ahead and go back. Cylinder power balance, injector balance. Okay, so if you were suspecting you had a fuel injector that was leaking down, you can use this, and what it's going to do is it's going to turn the fuel pump on, and it's going to pulse each injector individually. But you would need a fuel gauge hooked up to the fuel rail to see how much each one of those injectors pressure drop. But you can do that with this tool too as well. So we got oil light reset, idle learn, crank position learn. Let's go into activation test. Fuel system. Okay, so this is the one we actually wanted. Fuel compensation reset. So that's going to reset our alcohol content. Yeah, see, this procedure will reset the fuel alcohol content value. Important, resetting this fuel alcohol content under improved condition may cause DTCs and drivability problems. So we're going to go ahead and do this just so we can set a baseline as to if this vehicle is really running rich or not. Okay, so it looks like that's all reset. Let's go back. So we got, as you can see, this tool does everything that your big launch scan tool or Autel scan tool. It does all the same stuff, except it's just dedicated to GMs, and it is a fraction of the price by far. And that link will be below in this video. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and clear the codes while I'm in here as well. Yes, just so we can get everything set back to normal. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and shut the vehicle off, restart it, and let's take another look at our data here. Okay, and also a good thing to note is we have rich codes for both banks. So this is an 8-cylinder, so we have two banks. You know, we got a bank 1 and a bank 2. So whatever the issue is, it's affecting both sides. So typically it's not going to be an injector, because if it was an injector, that's only going to be bank 1 or bank 2. So we know what's ever going on is affecting both cylinders, so it really rules out a lot of things, you know. So it looks like the only thing I've done in this case, this thing was adding 30% fuel, which is outrageous. All I did is reset that fuel alcohol content level, and look at my fuel trim numbers now. They're all at 0. So I was, oops, shoot, what did I do? Let's go back. So I was actually able to fix this vehicle without spending any money, without replacing any parts. All we had to do is reset the fuel alcohol content. And sometimes that will happen, you know, maybe if you get some bad gas or something. But, so yeah, this car is fixed. We didn't have to do anything. All we needed was a scan tool. Man, what a lifesaver and time saver. So this customer will be happy. All right, so we got the rich condition figured out on this vehicle. I also have another video for the lean condition, which is the same thing, just the opposite for the P0171 and P0172. You can go check that out right here. Anyways, if you guys think this video was helpful, be sure to like and subscribe to The Flat Rate Mechanic. Till next time.